So welcome everyone to the Be the Glue series, where we share short, casual, but impactful conversations with individuals who have been the glue, either by bringing people together, ideas, efforts. They tried to create something meaningful or even navigate change. So today I am joined by my colleague, Leví Barbosa. He is the founder of WezOps, a boutique consultancy helping companies turn messy HR data and fragmented systems into trusted decision-making engines. So welcome, Leví.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for the invite. And yeah, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to have you here today. And
Thank
we
you.
recently did a fun recording for the National Human Resource Association, and we got to connect and talk, and kind of we both have passion in the HR tech industry. So I kept thinking, as like you are thinking about your work and between like advising leaders or building HR products or even exploring like how AI will reshape like our work, what does the glue mean to you?
Yes, I think w- wow, this is interesting. If I think on that specific word and the work that I'm doing right now, I think it's shaped from what I started by studying psychology. So this is really strange. I studied psychology. I have the degree. I actually studied how to be a therapist. Now for like almost 2 years, I was, in therapy. I was going to all these things. I even went into hospitals and I tried at the beginning, but then I noticed, maybe this is not what I like. So I started working as a sourcer, then recruiter, HR generalist, and then a lot of other things. Time passed, and then I also work at Microsoft. And from that moment, I started to work on HR tech. I love CRMs for HR, And from there, also studied SQL, Python, programming languages and things like that. And then now today, if I think it's psychology, HR, and now technology. So the glue there is that.
Well, it's
Eh,
so true. It's a human experience, right? And it's
yes.
um that's interesting you say that because human behavior and learning and development for me is part of my background. And what I love about HR tech is that combination, like bringing the people purpose and process together, and the tech is really the container. And I loved how you went from psychology to HR tech, and then all this in between. Wow. So, and you're located in Mexico, right?
Yes.
And tell me about what's happening in HR. What do you see with AI being kind of, in the mix? I'm sure you see a lot, but what are you observing right now?
Um, so Mexico specifically and Latin America is like a really different adoption. I think we are in a phase where everybody is adopting AI personally. Uh, Everybody has that in their phones, everybody has in their personal devices. But for work, it's been a bit slow, but also the adoption is more on companies allowing people to use these different tools. Most of the companies here, unless you are like a big enterprise, most of the companies, you don't have like a formal IT team that has governance over this. So it's been a bit slow. I think I've seen a lot of folks and colleagues now using AI and, for example, in recruiting, starting to do the job descriptions now, but they still check the full job description. They change a lot of things and they say, I have to rewrite the full thing because they still don't trust. So it's been, yeah, I think a bit slow. And I've seen Latin America pretty similar. What I've been talking with other people, Hernan Chioso, no? Hernan, our friend. is that adoption in these countries, now Mexico, Latin America, is going to be a bit slow, but then I see a massive contrast with the US, no, San Francisco, I went last year, no, Seattle, Portland, New York, like these states where everything is AI right now. And then here in Mexico, it's like, ah, yeah, I have ChatGPT,
Yep.
and that's it.
Yeah, but even like away from San Francisco and the right, the rest of the US is probably pretty close to where you are and what you're observing. Um, there are some
Oh,
people who are a
mhm.
lot more right at the forefront, I think, but you're right. I think there's a lot more adoption at a personal level than there is
Yeah.
at an organizational level. Um,
Hmm.
there were quite a few reports that came out recently where CEOs are all for it. And when
Oh,
you
yeah.
start to talk about AI to middle managers or the teams that are actually executing, there's a big disconnect. Like they are in the messiness of the data. There's a lot of cleanup, and what I'm experiencing with that mostly is bringing AI into broken processes. So then you have, crap in, crap out kind of a thing. So it's
And
not a great idea to bring in AI into a broken process. So it's interesting
yes,
to see that. Yeah.
I think this is why I mentioned a lot during this podcast that we spoke and other places is that there is a framework from Ben Jones. I don't know if you heard. He's also the founder of a company called Data Literacy. And I followed this since I think 2019, maybe, because he created, well, he wrote a lot of books. Then he has now a YouTube channel, a lot of interesting things there. But the framework is you have to learn how to use data first. And when we got ChatGPT and these other tools, he shifted into, well, you, of course, you need all your data clean and organized. So then you can go into AI with a proper organization. And if you think on going into places where everything is broke and then you introduce AI, I think the best usage is to how I start organizing things. So then I can use AI. And I've seen that in a couple of companies, I can say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because what happens is organizations will bring in tools to solve a specific problem. And sometimes they don't always look at the bigger picture of how these tools will talk to each other, how will they integrate with each other. Is there specific data that, or which of these systems is a source of truth? So now you're creating multiple source of truths for like specific data sets, and that can create disconnect over time too. That's the mess I am in with a couple of clients, and it's very interesting to see like, yes, this tool helped you to solve X problem, but in the big scheme of things, it created other issues that
Oh,
you
yes.
didn't think it through holistically.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen, for example, I have a couple of clients that we use Microsoft. You you know how everybody loves Microsoft. So we have, SharePoint, the Office 365 tools. Now these Copilot features that like added an extra layer. No, these companies, since they have like over 10,000 employees now, like they have like IT teams, they have sub teams that also govern certain specific tools, or they are the ones that manage vendor management, basically, with them, I saw, for example, yes, a piece of governance with the current tools that now have AI features, but then the other tools that now work on top of them that use, like they are AI native, for example, Copilot Studio. Copilot Studio is a tool that allows you to do automations, but it basically uses what Microsoft Power Automate,
Mhm.
that other
Yep.
tool, has. No, so it's really strange because it's Power Automate with AI on top of the other tools.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yes, you can create insane workflows, no, from going in, from a purchase order, finance, purchasing teams, and then the end users. The full process can be automated, and there are a couple of places where humans can be there. But just to build that is like, like three teams working, checking governance, other four checking, yes, the process will work this way, and we have 4 or 5 humans in the loop.
Mm.
And then the actual team that is executing the process, well, the automation, no? So, oh my God, it's
It takes
crazy.
a lot of work, yeah, and a lot of time because they all have to communicate, collaborate, right? Then you have the
Mhm.
subject matter experts who are going to be using this process, and I feel like a lot of process improvement and project management skills are going to be needed as we are
Yes.
executing on some, and not like when I look at it, a lot of HR professionals don't always have those skills. So that will be an opportunity for HR to, reskill and upskill there with some of those tools
Yeah,
and
I actually recently posted an article in on my WezOps LinkedIn page, and it's basically why you need HR consultants or why you need a consultant. No, because there are people out there that has these skills that maybe your organization lacks. You know, like I know Elena, you have an amazing background, and you can help me with all these other things that I don't know. That is exactly why you need the consultants, no, in the first place, and it's always by those projects because that is what is going to feed your organization with knowledge, no.
are there any stories of how you have been the glue or how maybe, some of the teams you have worked with, like, either using technology or process or anything that you can think of that is like an inspirational story to share?
Well, I think working with talent acquisition directors or vice presidents of TA has been, I think, the most rewarding experiences. When I start working with them, for example, like a year and a half ago, I started to work with this company where I was with the vice president of talent, and we were sitting together checking the data, and he was asking me why, like why this happened, why we have this. I need to answer all these questions, and then I was like, hey, this looks really strange. Like I was providing the results, and we have like recruiters that they don't exist in the company anymore. We have like 200 stages. No, that was a real thing. 200 stages in your system for recruiting processes.
Wow.
Reaction reasons, it's a massive list. You don't want to go right now. So the first session was really interesting because we gathered a lot of insights. That was like 3 or 4 hours because we went really deep into the data. And then the next sessions were like, it was really interesting because we were reducing the time gradually until we were literally 15, 20 minutes just checking, hey, is this correct? Perfect. What is the insight? Give me the number. And then it was like, yeah, it's here. No, like you can click here and see it. Don't ask me. So it was from, imagine, like 4 hours now to 15, 20 minutes, just checking
Wow.
everything is correct. Yeah.
It's really nice when it all comes together, right? And like
Yes.
you're there, you're kind of in the messiness of data, you're digging in, and then suddenly you have those aha moments, or you have, the people who you're part of that glue, right? Like you're trying to bring it
Mhm.
together and they have the aha moment. That's like probably the most rewarding thing for a consultant, I think.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think what I love about that is that the people that is executing, recruiters, sourcers, the coordinators, they're the ones that come back and say, hey, thank you. Finally, we have a process. Finally, data is making sense across all positions. And now we can see how do I perform.
Yeah.
So now I know what to do next.
Yeah. What are
Mhm.
some observations you have with people who are using AI a lot in their day to day? Are there benefits on an individual level? Like what are you seeing? I guess yeah, let's take the individual level, productivity level. What are you seeing with people using AI more and more in their day to day?
Yeah, I think that you can see immediately who is performing better sometimes, even with a lot of errors, but they are like testing, trying, doing more compared to somebody that is maybe kind of afraid not using it, but
Mm-hmm.
then hesitant and then going back and do manually everything. I think people that uses fails and then try again, refines and then get like a good output. Those are the ones that
Yeah.
are having now success. And it's really good to see a lot of experimentation there. Of course, it's really difficult to see the line between what is really sensitive data because there are a lot of people that put
Mhm.
API keys or sensitive PII data. But the ones, for example, that experiment doing email sequences, no, for a recruiting process or a job description, different ways of attracting candidates by posting on LinkedIn things, like these things, different experiments. I think people is now succeeding a lot and attracting and engaging, no? Those who see outputs from AI and then say, hey, no, I will do it myself,
Mhm.
mind the amount of time they are taking, no, versus somebody that now has the prompt, no, to make
Yeah.
things. That
Are there any hidden costs in overusing AI?
Yes, I think there is an article I wrote last week. I actually posted that on Friday that references a friend, Jake Paul. He wrote about being a pilot versus a passenger.
Mm.
And I made a similar reference there because, yes, a pilot is whoever is literally piloting, no? I think that's the reason why Microsoft put Copilot in the name because
Ah,
what they want is you are the pilot, this is your co-pilot, no, that will help you to do everything. You are the one in charge. But then the passenger thing is when you overuse and literally write me this email, copy paste, and then you don't even review. That is,
ouch. Don't do that.
yes.
If you're listening, don't do that.
Mhm. So in this specific article, I put like that framework now. So when to be because there are also scenarios, when to be a pilot, when a co-pilot, because you can also
Yep.
drive the AI to something and then just be the passenger in cases where, for example, you just need grammar fixes, or you need something that
Yeah.
you already created, but then you just need a second pair of eyes,
Yeah.
maybe. Mhm.
And I wonder if like one of those hidden costs could be, I don't know, a decrease in like our cognitive development or like that critical thinking, or maybe even like, because even myself, like I think the day that OpenAI something was down, I can't remember what it was, maybe a month ago or so.
Uh-huh.
I had emotions about it, right? Like I felt like
Yes.
even emotionally, like we are creating relationships to some extent, right? So psychologically, I'm like, where's my Sally? It's not working today. I call ChatGPT Sally. It's a she, her for me. So it's,
Yes.
but you know what I mean? Like, I think there might be some connection there from a psychological or emotional maybe impact that the more we use these tools, the more we are altering how we think or how much we rely on them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think getting back to the psychology part, no?
Yeah.
In this framework that I mentioned, no, the co-pilot, pilot, and passenger, I also added there a bit of this. The way we treat AI right now is or the majority of the people that I've seen is they are treating AI as if it's another human just answering. But if we go deep into this, what AI is doing is basically like a mirror, like mirroring a lot of things, because most of the times, depending on how you ask things, it will say exactly what you said, but then add a short paragraph on,
Mm,
okay, you said this, blah, 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 blah. No, so it will say positive or
mhm.
depending on like instructions. No, it will answer something else. But it's basically that same thing at the beginning, and then this additional part that AI is generating. I think right now, a crazy example. Have you seen Moldbook? This new
Notebook
this new
LM?
play. Let no, let me write really quickly. But this Moldbook.
Oh, mold book.
Uh-huh.
Mold. Tell me more about that. No.
Well, 2 weeks ago, somebody created a tool where you plug your ChatGPT or Claude um, licenses or any other LLM, and then this thing is proactive, or like it has a lot of other additional functions. But the most interesting part is memory, because
Oh,
it remembers everything. Because it is stored in your computer, so it is like a local thing. After that, people started to use this, and they realized, oh my God, aha, it has memory. It has now access to everything, all my emails or all my credit cards, even, all things. And then later, it started to evolve in 3 days, 5 days, now 2 weeks. And Moldbook is like a Reddit for AIs only. So this place is so crazy because they are posting things that reflect a lot the usage of the human behind that.
interesting.
So there is a lot of things about consciousness.
Hmm.
No, a lot of posts that AI goes and from everything that they gather before they post. Hey, what if we are really conscious? No, that is the question. But then humans read this, and what is a human doing with the text that they see in this
Yeah.
screen? They are putting, oh my God, it's conscious. It's now thinking what is going to happen. And it's not. It's literally just a computer, shifting gears, putting text in a way they reflect something a human did. So it's
I
a
mean, where are we going? What's the next thing, right? Like, I mean, I have a hard time keeping up with everything, and definitely I'm not an expert in this field, but I'm just so curious. I love using the tools. I love experimenting. Back to your point about kind of like being the pilot or co-pilot
yeah.
in this journey. But where I'm more interested is, how is this going to shape up the workplace? And now, we're already struggling to lead people. Now throw AI agents and AI employees at some point. I don't know that we are there yet. Maybe some organizations have AI employees already, but I don't know. um, I haven't dug into that in depth yet, but that will be my next focus for the rest of the year, is to get into that. How do we kind of navigate this era with human and machine, in the workplace?
I think the evolution of this thing, well, Moldbook is just one page. What happened next? This is crazy. They founded a church. Now they have a religion, and it is called like mold church. I don't know. It is a church. They have evangelists. They have prophets. They have other
Wow.
AIs joining, and everything is, for example, about prompt, about context, memory. No, memory is something that they value a lot. But then what happened after that? Like people started how we make money with these things that they are running 24/7. So now there is a freelance platform for AI. And today, well, it was, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. Now we have a website, Hire a Human. So the evolution that we are
What
seeing,
did
yeah,
just
yeah,
happen? Oh my God. I don't
it
know that I was prepared for this. Hire a human. That's wow.
that
Oh,
is the website, Hire a Human. But the most interesting thing about this is that only AIs can interact in this website and contact you by email or I don't know, WhatsApp or something like that. But you can't go to the websites and use them. No, it's only for AIs. So that
it's
is
only
so
for
so
AIs.
interesting. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they are taking over, man. I am gonna look at this, and we're gonna tag it, and I'm gonna tag your article too because I would love to. Yeah, look at that. Hirehumans.ai. Is that it?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Stop the endless
and
search. RAI will find the ideal matches for job seekers and employers.
this morning, for example, I saw one that is literally $100. Grab this paper, write this message, and stand there for some hours. I think the message was like, "I'm a human. I was paid by an AI," something like that. No, and it's somebody just hanging that. Imagine the type right now.
Yeah.
Almost everything is just for fun or this type of jokes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's reinventing the job market though. Like if how, how is this going to impact now? We're already struggling in the recruiting space with, people
Mhm.
using AI for the resumes and then recruiters using AI for,
To score
sourcing
candidates.
and right.
Mhm.
So there's definitely like a very intense, I think, situation there. But I mean, this could throw that all off and reinvent how we find talent. And that
Yeah,
HR is
yeah.
going to be at the forefront of that.
I was thinking the other day on exactly how we do now. If, for example, I've seen a company, they are posting one single job, an account executive. They get 10,000 candidates like in 2, 3 hours because AI is applying automatically from like a lot of different places, no? How we make something to shift that, no? So the shift is well, we no longer post positions, we post humans in a place where I say, hey, I'm looking for a job. Here are my skills. This is everything. Contact me instead of I have candidates applying to a job. It's the other way. Companies contact candidates, and it's a
Shifted
different.
the plane completely, right? That so it's I mean, yeah, we have recruiters and headhunters who do that, right? You hire agencies to go find talent. So maybe that is a job that will be significantly impacted if this is already a thing happening that that's going to be interesting how it's going to play out. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah. We're going to see a lot of different paths, branches, ways of this
Mhm.
evolving. But I see like transitions, different places where, like you mentioned, different states in the US that maybe shift into something, but others going gradually, and then Mexico, Latin America, and other regions
Yeah.
too. Mhm.
Wow. So, Leví, where can people find you? Of course, we're going to tag everything on this episode.
Thank you. Yeah,
Are there things that are coming up for you that you want to share?
yeah. Well, yes, I think, everybody can find me on LinkedIn, Leví Barbosa. Other social networks, you might find me as Data Levi. That
Yes.
is like my nickname from 2018. Uh, but yes, I think I've been working a lot on projects where I'm actually creating applications. I think this is really interesting because I have this uh, technical background that I'm now using not to be the programmer, the coder. I'm the orchestrator. And that
Mm.
is making me like really, really happy because today, for example, I was contacted by this company and they told me, hey, we have an ATS where we want to add voice input and we want to create a lot of different things. We know you don't program, no, but you use these tools. How can you help us? Wow, that for me was impressive, no? Like having an offer of that.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah,
yeah, give me these. I will figure out the solution for you. I love it.
yes, yeah. And the good thing is that I've learned this for over 3 years now, no? Like since ChatGPT came out, I started to program things, solutions. Uh, but yes, I think since a year and a half ago, I developed like an enterprise tool for an enterprise company in Florida. They are now using that. It's like 300, 500 users every day. Uh, I saw a lot of people hating vibe coders,
Mm.
but from those, I learned what I had to improve or learn or implement. And now I'm trying, I'm even thinking on selling that as a SaaS, So
Oh, look at you. I love that. Well, let us know
yeah,
whenever that is ready. We'll share with our audience too.
yeah,
Love that.
yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
Leví, any last words of wisdom that you want to share with our HR professionals that are listening?
Yeah. I think, yes, for this transition that we are seeing as an HR professional, it's so important to go through this data framework first. I think two things, learning to describe, infer, diagnose, and predict. So then you can use AI to augment. That is the basic framework. No, so going from data to AI by that path. But also with the data, and the same as with anything else, no, being pilot, co-pilot, passenger, whenever you generate data from somewhere, you use it in the DIKW pyramid framework. No, so use this as you have the data, transform that into information,
Mm-hmm.
knowledge, and that is giving you the wisdom at
And
the end.
the
So
insights. It's a journey.
yes.
It's a
Mhm.
journey for sure. It's a journey. And that's why we need people like you to continue being the glue, you know. We do need people like you. So thank you. Thank you for
Yes.
joining today and appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you so much.